Okay, so here we go. Here we go, people. So, hello everyone. My name is Khalior. I have some breaking news for you. On this day, the 1st of April 2023, some brave soul has been working alongside with the core vampire crew, which, takes care of Bloodhunt, has managed to get their hands on an early version of the patch notes for the upcoming update after the Tremere update. That brave soul has sent them to me in the hopes that I will share them with you to alert the Bloodhunt community of the barrage of upcoming changes that will be happening soon. I have to warn you, some of the changes are very much needed. Some of them might interest some of you, and some of those changes are just outright bizarre. But I think it is my job, for the sake of my journalistic integrity, that I lay everything bare before you for you to judge and preemptively react before some of them get implemented, okay? I feel like it's needed. So I will present these notes to you, and afterwards, I will share this link to this document if you want to consult it yourselves, okay? So, we're gonna dive into the notes, but before, I have to warn you, this is an early version, okay? So there might not be as many explanations as you would normally see. There's also a few notes in there. I assume that those notes are either like from the devs or from Tobias, who puts the notes together, by the way. So none of these notes seem to be like refined or final. This is very much a draft, but we're gonna go into it. Just give me a second. I need to transition into this. So everyone, here are the temp patch notes, okay? So I'm gonna read everything that is written there, okay? So I hope that this is properly seen on screen. There you go. So, temp patch notes. Temp patch notes are not final. PS, remember to remove everyone's comments before publishing. Okay. New clan and archetype. The new clan is called Kain. They are the lifeblood of Prague, the most essential characters who determine what is going on in the city. They can grant the kindred temporary boons or curses, depending on the vampire's approach. Inspired by the first game of the wildly popular Five Nights at Freddy's, these playable characters remain stationary while the action and horror come to them. In a different twist of this clan, contrarily to other clans, whose archetypes have 2 active abilities and 1 passive ability, both archetypes of the Kain clan have no active ability and 4 passives. This is a game changer, okay? So the first archetype is Void Vessel. Archetype passive, you begin the match without a buff. You are a simple forgotten soul in the streets of Prague. And there lies your power. You are unseen, undetected, and therefore you become a terrible foe to all kindred who do not notice you until they hit you with their weapons or other abilities, which will then trigger your passive abilities. So this is very important because it means that you're stationary and then you get hit, and that's when your true power comes out as the Void Vessel. The second archetype, the Feast. Archetype passive, Tasty. You start a match with 1 randomized buff out of 5, which can make you desirable to other clans. These 5 buffs are Phlegmatic, Melancholic, Choleric, Sanguine, and Potent. Your objective as a feast or tasty feast, your objective is to dodge their bullets, but not their fangs. Kindred will fight over you to claim your buff, and your power is therefore to instigate fights between them, and with the hope of triggering, again, one of your passive abilities. So these are, there must have been like, wait, how many? They said 4 passive, but there seems to be only 3. So both archetypes share the three same passive abilities. The first one, vampire, which causes them to yell and run frantically anywhere, but in the arms of the vampire that they've just seen. The Bloodhunt passive, which applies a buff on the vampire, which makes them visible for 40 seconds if the vampire kills them, or if they're seen attempting to drink another kind's blood. Okay? And then there's the Blood Bag, a passive which gives health back to the kindred that completes a full drink from you, and applies a debuff state on you, which helps avoid detection from any other vampires. We believe the kind will make for a very interesting and varied kind of playstyle that would truly add a slew of flavors to the streets of Prague. Don't forget to share your videos and feedback about this new edition. And there's a note here that says, prepare a post to make a trick shot video montage. I don't know how they're gonna do this with a stationary character that only has passives, but you know what? I believe, you know, I want to see what this is going to be about. I'm interested. Hold on. This music is a little too loud in my ears. Okay. So, there you go. New clan and new archetypes. You've got the Void Vessel and the Feast. Should be interesting. Should add more gameplay. New map. Old Prague. Discover the rustic charm of one of the many districts of Prague with a twist of the modern ages as you jump and climb through historic and repurposed buildings and churches, which make this part of Europe a sight to behold and to fight into. Finally, a second map, everyone, okay? In this map, you will be able to battle the Anarchs in many graveyards, parks, harbors, plazas, and construction sites. You will also gaze at the wonder of the exact replicas of the Rudolphinium and Princess Haven that the city had ordered to be constructed. They even have their own burning church. How amazing is that? We cannot wait to see how you will maneuver and battle through these totally unknown streets. And then there's a note, hey, it's technically a second map. Hopefully none of them will figure it out, right? I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that. It seems like a new take on the Prague map that we currently have, but this one is called Old Prague. Could be interesting. New weapons. Oh my gosh. You're gonna love these. You're gonna love these. New weapons. Hammer and nails. No, not a nail gun. That would be cheating. Hammer in one hand, nails in the other. In the same way you would use a hammer and a stake. That's good visual. Some of you asked for more brutal weapons, but at the same time felt that melee was a bit too powerful for the little amount of work required to get a hit. So with this set of weapons, you should be able to work a little more to be close enough to your target to really be able to nail some damage into them. I mean, you know, you said that katana was a little bit too, like, you know, just doing a little bit more katana, just a couple of slashes and I'm dead. Like 2-hit melee? That's not gonna work here. It's gotta be many hit melee if you want to actually like kill your opponent with this. So I hope some people are happy. That's the kind of feedback that you're getting. That's the kind of thing that happens. New weapon, Fangs. Some new weapons have been asking, why use weapons? You're vampires, though. And after consideration, we agree. And we're adding Fangs as a new type of melee weapon. We're also adding new special animations for this weapon. We already can't wait to see your vampire duels as you're standing in the street, hissing and snapping at each other. We've also added a unique game mode where we've removed all other weapons, and we hope that you'll soon join our new OnlyFangs mode. I need to take a sip after this one. New weapon. Another new weapon. We've also needed a weapon to cover the melee weapon gap between the fists and the knife. And so we will be introducing the spork. Apparently, no need to add anything else. It sporks for itself, is the note by the devs that's been here. Weapon balancing. There we go. Weapon balancing. After much consideration and communication from the community, we're also looking at properly distributing our time and resources within the CVC. We have decided to not take care of weapon balancing internally anymore, and to leave it into the hands of the players who truly know our game almost better than we do. Everyone already knew that we were very obviously taking weapon feedback exclusively from him, so therefore we are leaving everything into the capable hands of Motion Gaming. And there's a note that says, wait, we were? So here are his first balance changes. All weapons now have a toggle mode to switch between automatic and individual shots, including the minigun. Assault rifle. Bullet damage increased by 6 from 15 to 21. Range reduced by 10. Bullet damage decreased by 6 from 21 to 15, and range increased by 10. After listening to player feedback, we understand people want the new assault rifle to feel more powerful, but not too much, as well as rebalancing the recent changes to weapon range. We believe that with this change, players will feel more comfortable with the time to kill, as well as the overall reach of the weapon. There's a note here that says, William, can you talk to Motion about this one? I don't think he gets it. There you go. The 9-barrel has been changed to the 18-barrel. The double-barrel shotgun has had one of its barrels removed. The silent submachine gun has been renamed to the submachine gun because it is not, in fact, silent at all. Good point. I approve of this one, Motion. The starter pistol will now spawn more frequently in Prague because it actually slaps. The burst rifle will be buffed again to its intended power level. We know that vampires cannot stand sunlight, however, we are not able to shoot light at them. So, for accuracy's sake, the light machine gun will now be renamed to the bullet machine gun. I need a moment for this one. I need a moment. Hold on. Okay. The sniper rifle now has an attachment that can be added to gain more precision when zooming in with the rifle. That attachment will also add another layer of UI elements on top of the recent new scope, all to help with landing those precious headshots. Okay? The heavy crossbow. Despite 3 subsequent passes to buff its damage, is still somehow underperforming. I don't understand. I don't understand why this is it, but again, let's go with it. The gas cloud from the heavy crossbow shots will now cover an entire sector of Prague, going through walls, damaging literally everyone. Hopefully, the heavy crossbow might reach its final form. I don't know why it's still underperforming. He keeps saying it's underperforming. I don't understand. Players were confused about the name and functionality of the dual crossbows. So to bring the weapon back in line with its name, the dual crossbows will fire 2 bolts per shot per crossbow because it's dual. I get it, Motion. You like the dual crossbows, but geez. I mean, this is No, it's dual. It's not quad, it's dual because 2. That's the whole reason why you decided to do that. The marksman rifle has had a redesign. Finally, a lot of people have been asking for this. It will keep the rapid... Whoa, hold on. It will keep the rapid fire, but its range has been reduced from mid to long range to short to mid range, and will now be renamed to the starter pistol because it actually slaps. I see what you did there, Motion. That was clever. That was clever. Completely, yeah. Again, to avoid confusion, the spiked bat has been renamed to the spiked baton. To avoid confusion, you know, you're being hit by the spiked bat. And the fire axe is now just the axe because it is not on fire. I would understand why you do that, Motion. It's a little bit over the top, but at the same time, can't disagree with that. Because no one can decide how to correctly pronounce scourge blades or scourge blades or they will be renamed to slashy knives. Looking at weapon data, we've determined that the usage of the crowbar needs to be increased. So now you will require a crowbar to open all the vans in Prague. That's, you know, that's logical. I can't say anything about this. That's logical. The katana has been replaced. Oh, this is the one where Motion's Frenchiness comes through, okay? There you go. The katana has been replaced by a stale baguette. The katana was feeling very overpowered, reaping too many benefits for very little swordplay, and attracting too many weebs to the game. Wow. I can't believe you're saying this, Motion. The stale baguette will also introduce the new concept of weapon durability. For instance, after 8 hits with the stale baguette, it will crumble into croutons, and you will need to find a new melee weapon or a bowl of onion soup. I like onion soup, but Motion, our vampires can't take onion soup. Why would you add that? Also, you have to add onion soup to the game? Okay, never mind. Okay, so that's enough for the weapons part. Okay. Map changes. Okay. Some chests in Prague have been secretly replaced by mimics. Everyone knows the mimics? What the mimics are? It's in D&D. It's the, you open up a chest and actually the chest is alive, has, you know, it opens up, has a tongue, tries to eat you. So yeah, that's kind of bold. That's kind of bold. You know, why not? Since most players have learned to stay away from the water and avoid the sharks, we have added land sharks to Prague. They will randomly pop up from the ground to eat you, and will especially target players who stand still too long. And there's a little note from the devs here that says, best solution to counter campers that we've got right now. Okay, so camping is an issue. I didn't know that. So land sharks, there we go. And since water sharks and land sharks might not put the fear of the shark mob in all players, we will sometimes replace the red gas with a giant sharknado surrounding Prague, coming in closer. So not only will hitting the zone really bite, but also, like in the movie, there's a random chance that sharks might fall out of the sky to eat you. So that's the, yeah, that's gonna be a part of the shark update, I guess. Or the shark mob anniversary, I don't know. We're gonna see. So, clans and archetype reworks. According to community feedback, the names of the archetypes are a bit too hard to remember. So we've made a pass to rename all of them in a way to make them easier to remember. So Brute are called Wall Punchers, Vandal are Slammers, Saboteur are Stinkies, Prowlers are Baddies, Sirens are Flashbangers, Mules are Sexual Healers, of course, Enforcers are Chargers, Warden are Chain Me Daddy or Mommy, I guess it's gonna change depending on the gender, and Scholars are now called OPAF. It's kind of like Moira. At the request of all lore nerds, we've added all of the other VTM clans to the game. However, according to the lore of this game, those other clans are actually smart. They don't want to get involved, and so they will remain safely in their havens. We have noted your feedback about how you think the Saboteur's gas bomb is too powerful and the area it covers is too large. I guess this was a note that was before the current update, so it was left in there. So, the gas bomb will now be renamed to what the community has already called fart bombs, and the size of the fart clouds will be of an actual fart cloud. We've also added several realistic sound effects to reflect that change. Okay, guys, don't do this. This is serious Bloodhunt. Okay, serious Bloodhunt, serious Vampire the Masquerade. Yeah, exactly. This is what just gonna have like fart all over the place. Like, what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do? Anyways. It's not. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Anyways, so new game modes. Okay, you've been asking for a lot of game modes. This one is like it's got droves. It's got droves of game modes. So better be ready for this. Okay, this is gonna be big. So, first game mode: Streets is Lava mode. And a note: why didn't we think of this earlier? I mean, Streets is Lava. We're jumping on the rooftops already, but you know. Goblin mode. Everyone plays Saboteur, but you can't run and you can only crouch. So that's going to be Goblin mode for everyone. Just crouching Saboteurs all over the place. J-Doll is going to love this one. We know how she loves Saboteurs. Bot mode. You've been asking, there you go, where bots fight bots, we can only spectate. Some people have been asking for a queue for bots, so there you go. It's gonna be only bot mode, bots versus bots. You've been asking for a bot queue, so there you go. Please, internet, now is not the time. Okay, everything's good. There we go. Oh, there we go. Melee only mode. You can fully indulge in melee combat the way it was intended. In this game mode, the only weapons that will spawn will be sniper rifles. Sniper only mode. A lot of you have asked for this. In this game mode, the only weapons that will spawn will be crowbars. This is logical. This makes sense. Melee only mode and sniper only mode. I mean, why wouldn't you do anything else? Build mode. Okay, Fortnite lovers, we've got build mode added to the game. The only purpose of this mode is so we can finish rebuilding demolition in the abandoned mall. There you go. You wanted build mode? There you go. There you're fucking right. Plagues random cards. So you know when you start a match and you've got the random cards, the randomized cards that show up, you know, you've got Windy, you've got, you know, high tier loot everywhere all over the place. Okay, there you go. Some of you have been asking for more environmental changes. So after we've had rain and snow in Prague, there will be storms and lightning, followed by frogs and locusts and also blood. But the interesting thing is that they can also happen all at the same time. And there's a note here that says, keep this one for later. We'll make it the feature of the Screw Your Game Performance update. That's kind of odd. Why would they make an update called like that? We've been, anyways, I'm not gonna question it. So just so you know, with Sharknadoes on top of that, yes. Got milk mode. This is the mode for those with commitment and father issues, apparently. I don't understand it. Why you call it got milk with father issues? Anyways, this is a mode made for the players who just want to leave matches constantly. So the way that I can imagine this is you start a match, you start a game in the got milk mode, you start it, and then, I don't know, it's gonna last maybe 5 minutes, and you have kind of like 2 minutes to leave the match, and that's how You know, if you're the kind to leave matches all the time, because we know that leavers are starting to be a big of a problem, so they've already preempted this, and you've got the got milk mode just so you can join a game and leave, and that's not going to affect anyone else. I think that's smart. Dark Souls mode, because every game needs to be Dark Souls as required by modern game industry. So that entity soldier with the sword that we've been seeing in all of the big trailers of the game will now be the size of a building, will slowly roam the streets, and will two-shot slash you with a sword. That is very Dark Souls. It will be up to everyone to band together to help take down the entity. Because, and here's the twist, if he kills everyone, no one gets the win. Which is fun for all the people that care about stats and getting W's and care about their KD. Yeah, it's the entity that gets the win. And there's a note from the dev here that says, should we add a second and third form for the encounter to make matches longer? I don't know if that's a good idea. We're gonna see. Oh, the ambassador mode. Some people are gonna love this. The ambassador mode. So, ambassador mode, this mode plays exactly like the normal game. We're not sure what it does, but we all want to join because it sure does sound cool. I want to be in the ambassador mode. I think I should apply to go in the ambassador mode. I think that'd be a good thing. The streamer mode. Okay, so this is one of the wild ones, okay? So, in order to connect the streamers more to the game and actually care about blood resonances, we've added new digital imagery tech that will make the streamer adopt a specific behavior depending on the last blood resonance that they've collected in game. So we've got all the descriptions of how the streamers are going to behave whenever they drink from someone. So you've got sanguine. You're really excited about the game and you like having fun with your friends. That's good type of streamer. Then you've got phlegmatic. You start smoking weed and mumble in your mic with some trap rap in the background. If you're choleric, you're suddenly angry at everyone that plays the game, everyone that is associated with this game, and everything that's inside the game. I'd stay away from choleric, personally. It feels a little toxic, but, you know, that's what they want to do. Melancholic. You play the game, but you keep talking about how you used to like the game, how the game is trash nowadays, and yet you're still somehow not able to put it down. That's a melancholic buff. And extra life. The game suggests you to turn off the game and go outside and touch grass. So that's the new streamer mode. That's interesting. And there's another streamer mode, okay? And this one's a little weird, okay? When I read it, I thought it was very weird. It's called Very Single Player Edition. Streamlined Experimental Experience. So, let's read this, okay? This is more of a guided gameplay to influence a very single player. In this mode, the streamer starts to talk more about the game than play it. And then they start feeling superior to others because they know a few things about the game. And then they make an entire news show to feature how smart and intelligent they believe they are. And as they move forward more and more, they're finally getting the attention and validation from people that my ex-girlfriends and parents never genuinely gave me, okay, Dad? I'm gonna cry. Other changes. Big Rig 3.0. Some of you didn't like how the faces were changed, and we hear your feedback about how you prefer the old version of the faces. Unfortunately, that old tech was giving us problems and is now gone from the game. Understandable. We have, however, found a compromise that everyone will appreciate and will close the topic on how realistic you want your characters' faces to be. So moving forward, all characters' heads have been replaced by pineapples. Be assured that all facial customizations, so like the makeup, the jewelry, the masks, and the eyewear, are still going to be available and applicable to your new vampires' faces. And there's a note here that says, if anyone complains, continue to blame Jacob for introducing the pineapples memes. I don't know exactly what that means. Who is Jacob? At a very popular request, aim assist has been nerfed. There you go. You've been waiting for it. There you go. There will therefore be less direct body shots allowed for controller players. This will, however, be compensated by the fact that aim assist will now only be headshots. I think we agree that that's going to be a good change for aim assist because it's been nerfed. Yep. Because of the impacts of the aim assist situation, all PC players who play with controllers will have their in-game identifier change from the shark mob icon to the PlayStation icon, because I think that's only fair. I think that a player like Magix will like this change a lot. Personally, I mean. Speaking of aim assist, we've stated that while we understand that the community feels that the aim assist on controllers is too strong, we have noticed that mouse and keyboard players still manage to get more kills than controller players overall across the board. So to say mouse and keyboard players have the better aiming advantage. Now, you've seen this post before. You know, they said that even though they buffed the aim assist for controllers, you know, mouse and keyboard still have an advantage. So that's why they're reluctant to change a little bit of the aim assist. But here we go. So to compensate for that advantage that mouse and keyboard players have, we've added the opposite of an aim assist, which we call the mouse handicap, which will ensure that mouse players miss some shots once in a while. Our hope is to make sure that the playing field is evenly balanced between all of our players. I think that's a good solution to the aim assist problem. I think that's good. A volume slider for the club music has been added for all areas of the Elysium, except it only gives you the possibility of making the music louder. Why would they do that? Okay. At the request of many people, a bot counter has been added to the UI right beside the player counter. However, when the bot counter reaches 0, the match will end, because you can't have a regular match without bots. Also, there has been added a counter for the number of entity soldiers in the match, the number of weapons on the match, the number of bullets available, and the number of relatives that are missing you because you're spending too much time playing video games. At the request of many people, private servers have been added. Hooray! Unfortunately, no one thought to specify what kind of private servers they wanted, so they will all be Christian Minecraft servers. Yep, that's what happens. That's what happens with feedback. Bug fix. The queue system will now make sure a match gets triggered every time you're in the middle of changing the cosmetics to your character. Oh, that never happens to anyone. Okay, there will be trios only weeks where we will secretly queue everyone into trios even if they queued for some other game modes. This will work because surely people will want to play trios if we force them into it. I don't know why they do that. That's not gonna work. I know some people have been asking for this, but that's not gonna work. Since the game has started to regain some popularity, Sharkmob has decided to extend the PlayStation exclusivity deal with Sony for another 5 years. New Diablerie animation, Force Choke Drink. For that Star Wars Sith roleplay experience, so just like... Ugh. Now you can Diablerize a down enemy from 200 yards away. And there's a note here that says, it's actually a server bug, but we're leaving it as an unintended feature. That sounds familiar for some reason. Some people thought that our Diablerie animations were way too liberal with the bloodletting, and what kind of vampires were we to spill all that blood everywhere? It's incredibly messy. So, in light of this feedback, we're adding another new Diablerie animation called the Blood Donor, where you are forced into a chair and all your blood is slowly being drained into blood bags because why be wasteful? That seems reasonable. There's a note here that says, the animation takes longer than an actual match. Can we workshop this again? Okay. And the last note, teaming is now allowed in duos, trios, and TDM. Fantastic news. Fantastic news. I think this covers a lot of other changes in gameplay. You know, I think I agree, especially that last one. We needed that. There are some new Bloodhunt Discord rules. I don't know why they put that in the patch notes, but apparently they thought it was good to put them there. We're gonna go with this. In order to encourage everyone to not break the masquerade so much, you will use the proper lore terminology in chat, or risk being banned from the Discord and diablerized IRL. I think that's a very aggressive form of moderation. I'm not sure that's okay. I'm not sure that's legit. Gonna have to look at this. Inner Circle Content Creator Program. Because of the abysmally low level of participation of content creators, the topics that are discussed, and the general lack of Bloodhunt content actually being created, the Inner Circle has been rebranded to Twitch Drop Chat. Okay. And here there seems to be like a sort of, I think it's a diary note that says, should I let them know the CVC is actually just me and that I've made all those avatars to make them think a whole team is working on Bloodhunt? Sharkmod just left me with the equivalent of a box of trombones and rubber bands and expected me to put out patches to make everyone happy. Maybe the community will cut me some slack. I need a vacation. I think this, I think it was Tobias that was journaling here. I think Tobias just forgot to remove this. This wasn't supposed to be here. I don't know why. And also, apparently some exclusive World of Darkness news. So, World of Darkness has announced the production of Bloodlines 3, 4, and 5. With 3 different game studios working on these games, the hope is that one day, at least one of those games will eventually come out. Yep. So, everyone, these were troubling notes to see. These are really troubling notes. Some of them seem to be exactly where we were going, and some of them are just weird. But, you know, I expect that now that this information is exposed and it's out there, the core vampire crew will be scared, will be frightened, and will therefore decide to cancel all these update plans and will come up with something entirely different for the next update. Don't say I didn't warn you, okay? All of these things, they're not gonna happen because I exposed them. That's why. So if you want a link to the notes, there you go. There you go. I'm sharing this with you here. If you share them, be sure to let people know that, thankfully, okay, none of these will actually be happening because we've exposed them. So we have averted a crisis here. Thank you. There's no need to thank me for this, but thank that brave soul that decided to leak these notes to me. You know, we have to thank them. And also, yeah, we have to thank them for leaking these notes to me. And also, we have to expect them to be on the job market very soon. With that note, thank you for watching.